Sagittarius. I'm Pam, and welcome to your Psychic Tarot reading for October 2014. This month, I laid out a 10-card Celtic Cross Tarot spread for you, and at the end of that reading, I'm going to pull an additional card from the deck called Angels, Gods, and Goddesses by Tony Carmine Salerno, and I'll tell you the messages I get from that card. The first card you have in your reading today, Sagittarius, that comes up right on top of you in the center of your reading, you have the Hierophant. And to me, the Hierophant symbolizes God showing up in your reading. Some people would read this as a priest or a high religious figure. To me, this card signifies blessings, also a caution. It's like a cautionary card. There's some warning there. It can also symbolize higher education and higher learning. I feel like Sagittarius, you're going to be talking to a few people that are going to be giving you advice. I feel like you're asking people's opinion. I'm seeing you ask, like, I feel like this group, this small group of people, they could be your kids, they could be your friends or family, but I see you asking like for opinions, or like poll taking is one thing. And I also feel some of you may be talking to a counselor. I feel like you need to be very mindful of everything you say and do right now, because I feel like you're being scrutinized. I keep hearing watchful eyes, everybody is watching you. Ooh. Sorry not to make you nervous, but that is what I get. I feel that some of you have definitely closed the door on some people that have been in your life that you're leaving behind now. I see you shutting the door and walking away. I feel for some of you that was a long time coming, and some of you it was very difficult thing to do. But I do feel either you've just recently done that in the past 6 to 9 months, or you're doing it right now. Because, by the way, the card that comes up in the center of your reading is what's affecting you now. It could be circumstances that already happened, but those effects are affecting you now, or it's things happening right now that are affecting you. So that's what came up with the first card. I feel like October is going to give you, from start to finish, a breathtaking view of what life has to offer. You're going to be given a lot of credence to restarting your life, regenerating yourself, thinking outside the box or thinking in new parameters, especially is what's highlighted for the month of October. For some of you Sagittarians out there that have kids or young kids, I feel like you're going to be helping one of them with a science project or a science fair project, and that you also may be going into the school to talk to your kids' class about something you're knowledgeable about. I hear you've also been given some grace, blessed with some grace. Grace under fire, grace under pressure, that's what I'm getting. You're clearing out the old and on with the new. I'm seeing, they're showing me the image of a rake raking up dead leaves. So apparently the spirit world is viewing whatever you're doing, the people you were involved with in those situations were like dried up dead old leaves. So good thing that you shut the door on that and now have moved on. The card that you have that crosses over your center card, Sagittarius, in this October 2014 reading, you have the card of Temperance. And the card that crosses over the center card is always either an asset to what's affecting you or an obstacle. And this symbolizes patience. Temperance is the card of patience, and it's also the card of divine powers channeling through you in whatever you're thinking, doing, working, being, and you are putting that to good use, and things are channeling through you from divine sources. I hear you. You really seem to see things in a different light and a different perspective. I find that interesting that that's coming up again. I feel like in some ways you feel like you can't compete with the big guy, so you're kind of content to be the little guy. Like, like you're content to be happy with your life. You don't need to be the big mahuff and show. At least not now. Maybe in the past you may have felt that way, but this is what's coming up now. Like, I feel like you're just completely looking for peace, calmness, tranquility, fun, enjoying your life. I don't feel like you're in any, for some of you, it depends on the career you're in, of course, but I feel some of you are like, I'm not looking for any big game changer right now. I'm looking to relax. I'm seeing you sit on a lounge chair with a nice cool drink in your hand, and looking off at the sunset or sunrise in your hammock. So, in your hammock, or in the moonlight, swinging in the tree. I just feel like that's what you're looking for in your life right now. You'd be more than happy if that's what was going on. Temperance really shows up because spirit world wants you to adjust your way of thinking. They need you. They say that you need to be a little bit more pre-planned and a little bit more organized. I feel like you've let some things go by the wayside and kind of drift. That's what's coming up there. I feel that some of you Sagittarians are going to come across some investment opportunities that are going to be presented to you that is going to increase your income leaps and bounds. I don't feel this is on top of you yet. This is something that's coming. It's past October. I feel like it may be next month, like November, December seems highlighted here. I feel that for some of you Sagittarians, there's a little word here to let you know there's been a lot going on behind the scenes that you don't know about. And I feel that you've had some suspicion about whatever I'm bringing up here. I'm not sure what the scenario is. Property, building, and gross entitlement. I have no idea what that means. I feel that there may have been in the past some people that strung you along for cash. And I feel that some of you have taken that money and hidden it underground and covered it up. I'm getting that. I feel that some things will be disclosed, uncovered, and found out, but it might be too late for you to do anything with it. Or let me correct myself. It might be too late for those others that want access to it, too late for them to do anything about it. I feel like some things you've kept secret and hidden, money-wise, come to the surface, become known. And I feel like it may be too late for the people that have interest in getting some of it or getting their hands on it for them to do anything about it. Because it almost comes up, and I don't know if this is possible. I really, really don't, because I don't know the law and the ins and outs of things like that. But I'm getting like a sense of statute of limitations have run out, or time has something to do with, like, it would be like spinning your wheels. It would be a moot point. Although, when it comes to money and legacy, come on, we've all seen it on the news. People can fight over that for eternity. So I don't know really what this is, or why, but it's money, and it becomes uncovered. But I also get there's some things that you've been suspicious of, and some things in that score come out to light for you. Some of you are going to be talking to the justice of the peace and getting married very soon, possibly even in the month of November and December. And somebody is going to give a marriage proposal to somebody on a mountaintop. Like, you climb up somewhere and you're going to whip out this engagement ring and get engaged. I don't know. That's what I'm getting. So I know that's a little bizarre, but that's the way of predictions and listening to messages. They sometimes are bizarre. The card you have that's crowning your reading today, Sagittarius, is you have the King of Cups. And the King of Cups to me symbolizes a water sign male. He would either be a Pisces, a Cancer, or a Scorpio. Um, this could be his rising sign, his sun sign, or his moon sign, or predominant in his chart. And he's crowning your reading, so he's coming up in a goal position. But I have to tell you, this guy's been all over the signs. King and Knight of Cups keep showing up, showing up, showing up. So for some reason, the water sign males keep wanting to show up in everybody's readings. They're determined to be seen and heard. I get that you feel love and affection for someone special out there. That's what comes up off of this card. And by the way, the King of Cups is somebody that's very gregarious and friendly, jovial. He's a good storyteller. He's very personable. People like him. Um, he can be very interesting. He's got a lot of knowledge, and when you listen to him speak, he's very interesting. I feel that although on the negative side of the King of Cups, he can have a problem with alcohol. Sometimes he's too wishy-washy and like with his emotional thinking, if that makes any sense. Emotional thinking. Think of that. That he can cloud issues and get cloudy, and he can turn a lot of turmoil inward. I get like bringing you roses, or you're going to be bringing him roses. It depends on who's who here. And I'm getting like this real, like old fashioned romantic, scene. I feel like I'm looking at a Renoir painting. I'm seeing that. I wish I knew the name of the painting. Uh, I feel that this is somebody that you're going to attend a lot of gatherings and social activity with, because I'm getting going shopping together, like pleasure shopping, antique stores, or, flea markets, or just stores that you like to go to. And I just get going to restaurants and gala openings or events, or, ball games and concerts. I feel like this guy is somebody you're going to do a lot of things with. He brings in a lot of activity. He can bridge the gap between generations, and he can come in also as a very true and good friend. So for those of you that he's not a romantic love interest or partner, he comes in very strongly as a friend. And this is a deep friendship, a deep, long lasting lifetime friendship. And you've been given the gift of gab with each other. It doesn't matter whether he's the romantic partner or the friend. Either way, you two have this communication thing going on. You're on the same page. You like the same jokes. You have the same sarcastic wit. You can go round and round in circles about stuff, where you can argue things to the ends of the earth and then shake hands and still laugh at each other and be friends. You don't always agree, but you have a lot of commonalities and interests. For those of you that he's the romantic partner, I get he's like the sexually compatible with you. He's like the man of your dreams, if he's the romantic partner. And if he's the friend, he's very beguiling and witty and fun, and you just have a great time hanging out with him if this is just a friend to you. But he's prominent because he is showing up here in your cards, and he's crowning your reading. So regardless of who he is, he's important to you in your life. And regardless of which Sagittarian you are, because it is a general reading, so we never know exactly for sure who this guy is, because there's so many possibilities. But I told you the things I got with him on that. Now, the next card you have in your reading, my dear Sagittarians, is in your past position, and this is the Seven of Cups. You know what? Again, here's another card. If you knew how much I shuffled these cards and shuffled them and doing all the different readings, that I don't do them all on the same day at the same time, and shuffle and shuffle and shuffle in between, this card has come up for so many of the signs. I've got quite a few here that keep appearing this month in particular. So there has to be a reason for that, because there's no way it could just be happenstance, right? I don't believe in coincidences. Do you? You have Seven of Cups. And Seven of Cups symbolizes choosing wisely from your illusions. It also signifies scattered thinking and emotions. Like you can be kind of, ADHD here with your thoughts and emotions scattered everywhere, like marbles on the floor. I feel that for many of you Sagittarians, you are going to or have been delving into your psyche and trying to figure out and see how it works. What makes you tick? Why you do the things you do and say the things you say. I feel that some of you want to capture this essence of thought process in a book or film. I see some Sagittarians out there taking some manuscript or something to a publishing company and having it reviewed. This could actually be a screenplay. And you're going to be talking about the characters and the actors that could play. Because you know what? I'm going to tell you something. It reminds me a lot. There's something about it. I'm not saying it's exactly like it, but there's something about it that reminds me of the show Seinfeld. There's something similar to it. Like either the characters are really quirky like that, or the setting is similar, or some of the actors that were in that are going to play in this this screenplay that you've made. It's just there's some thread of connection to that. And I hear that you're also going to be jump starting your love life 16 ways to Sunday. Some of you are going to take what the guys call the love boat. And I don't know if that actually exists. I know there was a show years ago, but I wonder if there is a cruise ship called the Love Boat, because my guide said you are going to be touring or taking a cruise on a ship they're calling the Love Boat through the Bahamas. So you Sagittarians out there that this makes sense to, please email me and let me know what that's all about. And I hope you have a good time. Have a, rum and Coke or whatever, pina colada on me. Tip your glass when you're on the trip, and remember this prediction. Feel like you're going to have a lot of fond memories on that trip, and it's going to be something you carry around with you for a lifetime. For some of you, it may be a honeymoon. Yeah, it's a hot time on that cruise. You're really going to be sowing your wild oats there on that cruise. You're going to have a lot of fun. This brings a lot of peace, tranquility, and harmony into your life. Like they talked about in the beginning, that is which you seek. I see you having a lot of that on that vacation or honeymoon or trip. August through September are highlighted, but it could be sooner. Some of you may actually have your nuptials on the ship. Well, that's good news for you Sagittarians. Congratulations and bon voyage. Have a great trip. I always like it when the cards are happy, because, then it makes everybody out there happy. Nobody wants to hear bad news. The next card you have in your reading that comes up in the position of what you're traveling through, the energy you're traveling through right now and passing, is you have the Six of Rods. Now, the Six of Rods to me, the card itself symbolizes victory, but to me, this card comes up a lot when a Leo male is involved. For some reason, it doesn't always happen, but it happens a lot. I feel that some of you Sagittarians are going to become partners in crime with an individual that and you know this person well, that has some kind of business notion or idea or partnership thing or something that's cooking there, some real wheeling dealing kind of thought or enterprise. It's weird. I'm getting there's like some competitive nature back and forth here, but I feel like you're also friends. You're going to be talking to this guy about making money and investments. He wants you to change what you're doing and change what you're thinking. I feel like you're going to be handing over a lot of information to him, and he's going to be paying a lot of time and attention to detail. And I see you handing over like important papers to him, like, you know, all kinds of papers, like when you sold your house or when you bought a house or any, stocks or bonds that you have, and all your bank statement. It looks like all your financial information. I feel like there's estate, anything, if you made a will or anything to do with your estate or everything. I just see you taking all of it and handing it over to this guy, giving him this information. I feel like he sparks a lot of ideas and comes up with some ingenious plans. Takes you on a bumpy ride, like a roller coaster ride, for a while. But then when you get to the bottom of it, I get it all smooths out at the end. You're going to be pleased with the outcome, but I feel like there's like this, like you're in this old jalopy riding down this bumpy road full of potholes and dirt bumps. Like you're going to feel like, whoa, wait a minute, this isn't what I thought. And then it's like, have faith, have faith, have faith, don't worry, don't worry, don't worry. And then when you get down to the bottom of it, it's like, paved highway and smooth sailing, and you feel calm, secure, safe, settled. So, you've got a lot to learn from this man. He's got a lot to teach you. He's very good about teaching you the secrets of success, too. I feel this guy either practices the law of attraction and manifesting in his life, or he's like a big supporter and advocate of those, that guy, Anthony Robbins, or people that really, talk about self-improvement, changing your life, positive thinking, visualization, making things happen. This guy is kind of like that. Like he's got either he does that kind of thing, or he just watches that and listens to it and subscribes to that way of thinking. And he's like imparting this on you, and that you need to take risks. There's some risk you have to take and, get through the choppy waters. But if you're willing to take the risk and the unnerving part of the risk, then when you get out to the end of it, then it's like clear sailing, and it was like the best decision you ever made. So I feel like it's safe to trust this guy and have faith in him. So listen carefully to what he's trying to teach you, show you, and instruct you, because you yourself are going to be developing those talents that he possesses inside of yourself. Although I think some of you already have a little spell of this already, where you can have a little bit of Midas touch going there at times in your life as well. The next card you have in your reading is in a future position. You have, oh, I'm sorry, Sagittarius, I don't like fives when they show up. They're never pleasant. You have Five of Swords, and Five of Swords to me would indicate there's people gossiping about you, talking about you, maybe possibly trying to manipulate you or control you, plotting or scheming, taking advantage of you, like wanting to see you suffer or fail comes up here. There's a little jealousy in this card, envy, bad motives on the other people's part. Whenever a five shows up, it always presents a loss or some kind of conflict. Stand your ground and be firm. Don't let anybody take advantage of you or try to bilk you out of any of your money. This guy is not a bilker. He can't. He's got legal bondage or binding around him where he can't, like, he's not just some, dope that you meet. You're like, oh, I'm going to give all my money to you and you're going to fix my world or help me out. He's like bound by either where he works or through law. That isn't what they're referring to here with this. Communication is key here. Be very clear in all your communications and dealings. Try to be above board and truthful and honest. The more honest and open you become, the more rewards and benefits you will reap. I feel there's been some destructive patterns of behavior in people or are associated with and had dealings with that have affected you. You've been undergoing a lot of contemplation out there, and some of you are undergoing surgery. And I feel that this can be anything related to the hip, the thigh, or the knee region. You may have to have them go back in again, because I feel that if it's dealing with your knee, I feel like something has to go, something has to be readjusted or realigned or gone in and revisited again. Like taking something out, like something's not functioning right. I really keep seeing this in the back of the knee, the outer back. I don't know what those tendons are that go down behind your kneecap. I don't know what that's called, but I feel like somebody is having something put in there that looks to me like a screw and a pin, like a joint, a bendy part. And I feel like either something freezes up or something malfunctions. I don't even know if this kind of part exists, but it's what they're showing me in my head. I feel like I'm looking at a piece here with a screw in the middle. And I feel like something got locked up, so it's not moving like this, and they have to go in and they have to adjust it or replace it, or that's coming up. So be prepared if you had knee surgery recently for behind the knee, the outside edge, especially if it's your right knee, that is, you may have to revisit it because something gets like rusted, like, or locked up. I don't even understand. It's weird. It's like malfunctions. Some of you Sagittarians, I feel, that are listening to this have gone through hip replacement surgery. I feel like through the time period, for those of you that have had health issues with the surgeries that I'm mentioning, the time period between April and the following October, coming up, 2015, that's where you're going to feel like rehabilitated, like you got past anything, any kinks and bugs that you had to work out from any surgeries or things that they did with you. Like I feel like you're breathing a sigh of relief at that point. Like you're much better. Things are moving right. You feel good. Mobility is better. So, the next card you have in your reading today is in the Hope position. And this card keeps coming up for people too, but it's a good card, so I'm happy. It's Nine of Cups. And Nine of Cups is wish fulfillment. This is all good things coming to you, especially on an emotional area, because cups symbolize emotions. I really feel that this is a really good and special time in the lives of many Sagittarians out there that were single, that have found love and are preparing to get married. Because I feel like I'm just seeing you. I'm seeing you guys looking in the window at engagement rings, or going by shops that have wedding dresses in it and looking at that, going to places to have your reception. But I'm also seeing just nice, enjoying your time together, looking forward towards your future. Feel like there's a wealth of information getting ready to bubble up and come forward, where people are getting ready to come forward and quick tell you things. But I'm getting like it's good things. It's not gossipy. It's kind of gossipy slightly, but it's in the sense that it's good news. Like so and so had a baby, and so and so's getting married, and can you believe that so and so met this girl and finally they're getting married after all this time of trying to find somebody, like news. I mean, or so and so found their adoptive mother that they've been searching for 10 years. I mean, that kind of thing. You're going to hear, like, I get all this news bubbling up at you and people are telling you this. And it seems to be coming from three females come up the strongest. I don't know if they're three sisters or three friends or if you went to college with them, but it's very strongly around two, possibly three women that seem to hold this knowledge. And I feel like they come forward because they also want to help you figure something out. They're actually coming into the picture to try to help you. So if you're a female Sagittarian that's getting ready to get married, I feel like they're also like buying bridesmaids dresses is coming up, and helping you pick out your wedding gown, or just, I feel like there's that kind of thing going on for some of you. Some of you are going to get ready to attend a very important social gathering. This is of importance or prominence because a prominent figure will be at what you are attending. Like there's a big guest here. Either it's a big surprise or I feel like he may sing. He may sound like Sinatra, or he just seems like that suave kind of, Sinatra type of guy. And either he's a guest at a wedding and nobody expected this guy to show up, or but the funny thing is, like I feel like he's related or he knows somebody, but people are surprised he's there, and I get that he's going to sing. Even though nobody asked him to do it, I get that he does, and I feel like it's like this woo big wow success, like for if he's the one, if he shows up at your wedding, you are going to be so thrilled you have this on video because it's going to be really fun for you to watch in the future. The next card you have in your reading today, Sagittarius, is in the position of friends and family's influence and opinion, and you have the Judgment card. And the Judgment card to me symbolizes a situation that's been going on in your life is being held up and reviewed and determined, like what's the judgment on this circumstance. You're going to be giving credit where credit is due. Somebody you know also that is connected to you is being treated for some kind of disorder, maybe similar to bipolar disorder or schizophrenia. I'm not sure what. It's something serious in sort of in that sense, but it's like they're on medication and they're getting treated for it. This is somebody you know or care about. And I feel that now you're going to feel released from any fear or responsibility you've had about that situation. So this might be somebody really close to you, like a son or a parent or, somebody in your family you care about, a brother or a sister or a niece, nephew. I don't know, but it's weird. I feel like you felt responsible somehow or wanted to be, and now I get it's going to be rectified and worked out. And so a burden is lifted off your shoulders about that. It's like now you can breathe a sigh of relief. Wow, and it keeps coming up. Marriage is upon many of you over the course of the next 5 months in particular is highlighted. And for any of you Sagittarians that were thinking of opening a business, I do feel some of you will do it, but I'm also getting you will be selling your goods also on the internet. So it's like you either have a catalog and you can do, I feel like you've got multiple things going on here. Mail order, people can come into your shop and you can order your things online. And for some of you, it might be kind of like a Harry and David kind of store where you have, like you're making up baskets of like different food items and things like that, or bath products and making up baskets like that, because I feel like baskets and gift packages are part of what this business is doing. And I feel like you really are going to be servicing uh, people from around the globe, even outside of the United States. I just feel like it's worldwide. Like you're going to have a lot of business, and I feel like you're actually going to get backed up on orders a little bit. So best to overstock if you can, because I feel like if you're getting it off the ground now, Christmas is going to be incredibly busy for you. So be prepared. Once you hit the 15th of November, your orders are going to triple. So don't be shy on overstocking, because I don't feel like you're going to end up with any leftover inventory after the Christmas holiday season. After January 15th, I feel like you're going to be like, woo, I got rid of all that stuff. I didn't have to carry it over or clearance it or mark it down. Maybe a little bit, but really not much. You're going to do pretty well. So be really mindful of how much you order. That seems important. And again, that traveling by water. And now they're saying the word sunset cruise. So I got Love Boat Cruise. Now I'm hearing Sunset Cruise. So, okay, take some pictures. Okay, Sagittarius, now in the position you have of a fear. Look what card came up. I can't believe it. This is another card that keeps showing up. Is Ten of Cups. And I'm so happy for you because Ten of Cups is like the American dream. It's what many, not all, many people aspire uh, to, having the happy home, the secure family, the, happy emotionally and romantically fulfilled, uh, children, health and happiness. I feel for some of you Sagittarians, you're really going to be getting rid of a lot of your old possessions because I'm getting out with the old possessions and in with the new. And this is highlighted for many of you because you're getting married. And if you haven't already lived together yet and you're just now going to start living together after your marriage, that you're going to be cohabitating together now if you hadn't already been doing it. So you're going to get rid of a lot of things that, were yours and you're going to have new things together or you're not going to need as much stuff as you have. Some of you Sagittarians are going to be attending some big giant ball or gala where you're wearing gowns and tuxedos and that there's fireworks and like some kind of fortress out front. They're using the word fortress, but I feel like what they're trying to say is I feel like it has a buttress and like tall pillars or there's something very like majestic about the front of it. It almost looks like the White House to me. So I gotta say, if this sounds nuts, which it might, I wonder if somebody that's a Sagittarius out there is going to be invited to the White House for like 4th of July or New Year's. I don't know if they set off fireworks at New Year's at the White House or what. I don't know. It may not be Washington, D.C., but I feel like you're going somewhere that's really like, whoa, like take a step back, Jack. And I'm seeing sparkle, I'm seeing sequins on gowns, and I'm seeing, men in tuxedos and, big tables. It does kind of look wedding reception-ish, but I don't feel like this is that. This is something else. This is something you attend that's being referred to as a ball. And I do see fireworks getting set off. It's a big deal. This function is a big deal. And if it's not in Washington, D.C., it's in New York City. And somebody in this story that this is involved with travels back and forth between Washington, D.C. and New York City. For some of you Sagittarians, I get that communication is going to pick up between you and a loved one that had been lost. And you're going to be financing. Somebody has a young male in their life that you're going to be financing them going off to college or some kind of specialized education or school. I see this guy ziplining in the Amazon. So I don't know what the heck he does or what he's been doing. Like, I don't know. I feel like he's a little bit of an adventure seeker. If he's your kid, I feel like he's going to attend some interesting kind of schooling and you're going to fund it for him. And he's going to do very, very well. He is going to make a lot of money once he gets out of that schooling situation. And the outcome card in your reading today, Sagittarius, you have an excellent card. You have the Ace of Rods. And this is the card that symbolizes new beginnings, blessings and new beginnings. Some people say this can also symbolize an inheritance, but I see it as new beginnings. It can be new business, new enterprise, new beginnings of a relationship. I feel like for many of you, you're going to be able to now start to really enjoy your life to the fullest. And like you've now entered the dawn after the darkness that you've just gone through. There are several of you Sagittarians out there that are going to be gravitating towards holistic subjects and healing, Reiki, acupuncture, healing arts of all different kinds as well. I see aromatherapy, Bach flower remedies, natural oils, like using a diffuser with oils and crystal healing. Wow, so I'm really seeing somebody's getting totally involved and immersed in all kinds of, what some people would refer to as new age, I guess, healing arts. I don't know if even people even consider it new age anymore. We've been doing it for a while. You've got money and blessings being bestowed upon you by God. I really feel like for many of you, you're coming to a period of true happiness and joy. And if you haven't experienced it yet, Sagittarius, you will be feeling it over the course of the next 9 months to a year if you haven't hit your pinnacle yet. For some of you Sagittarians, you're hitting the pinnacle of it now. For another bunch of you Sagittarians, you hit it a year from now. Your pinnacle of it. Your pinnacle of it. And you really are here to generate love, joy, and happiness in others. This is one of the things that you've been, gifts that's about you. Your ability to make light and lighten up the mood and take dark situations and make them lighter. Well, I hope the Celtic Cross tarot spread was helpful there. And in your outcome card, your final card that I pulled from the Angels, Gods, and Goddesses card deck by Tony Carmine Salerno, I pulled the card called Angel of New Life. An exciting new chapter in your life is about to unfold. All right, Spirit Guides wanted to back me up on my reading there for you. That's the card you got, Sagittarius, from this deck. And the message here is, become to be more in tune with nature. You have true spiritual guidance coming to you from above. You can now complete projects and move on to the next. There's a new determined pace that's going to be set to your life, and you are going to follow it. And this is going to lead you forward into the future because it's connected to artistic endeavors and creative pursuits. This is a great time period of you coming into your own. You've sacrificed a lot for others in your personal sphere, and now it's time for you to benefit from the help and love and guidance that you've shown to others. It's like karmic rewards. And for those of you that are going to enter a business partnership, that is going to go great. And for those of you that enter a romantic partnership, I feel that for most, if not all of you, this will be your lifetime mate. I'm not feeling today any disruptive or emotional changes with that relationship. So I hope that this reading helped you, Sagittarius. I want to say thank you for liking, sharing, and watching my videos. Thank you for subscribing to my channel and for Google Plussing. I'd also like to say thank you to the great Sagittarians out there that I've had the pleasure of doing private readings for. And if you're a Sagittarian that would like to have a reading that has not had one with me yet, a personal reading, my website link is posted below this video. If you go to my website to the order page, you can schedule your appointment on the online scheduling calendar. I have to apologize, Sagittarius. The calendar is booking out into February now. I hope I can open up some more times in the future, but right now, what is on my calendar is what I have available right now. At the time of your scheduled appointment, I call you for your reading unless you live outside of the United States. If you're outside of the United States, you call me for your reading, or your reading is done through Skype. So I hope that you have a fantastic month of October, Sagittarius, and know that I wish you many blessings and peace.